everybody, Vince Borges here with Phoenix Rods, here with my brother Angelo from River to Sea. And we decided we'd come on down here and check out the California Delta, where the fourth and final event is going to be on June 24th, 25th. It's a little early for what the bite's going to be, but we keyed on some of the baits that are working now and should carry into June and even get stronger as June rolls along. I'll let Lo show you some of the baits that he plans on using come June. And again, it's rolling right into summer. The fish are going to be, most of them post-spawn. You still will be able to find a few spawn fish here and there, but I think most guys are going to be keying on post-spawn fish. I know I will, and I'm sure you will too.
Definitely.
So go ahead, show us what you got there.
Definitely, I'm going to have my punching stick out. Right now, we got this new bait that we at River to Sea just came out with. It's called the Mad Yabby. It's got a lot of action, a lot of appendages on it. Very versatile, where you can use it for flipping and punching. You can actually cut off the tentacles and the appendage is still moving. I got that paired up with a new 4/0 new jack flipping hook and our new tungsten with the sizes that are marked on the weight, so there's no confusion. I was punching with a 1 1/4 today. Match that set up with M1 Phoenix rods, 8.0 heavy, with a Team Lose light reel with Seagar 60-pound Kenzen braid. I think this is probably gonna be a real big key to that punch bite in June, especially on those post-spawn fish. So that's one of the things I use. And then one of the baits today was just flipping it on a 1/4 ounce River to Sea tungsten. Another, again, Mad Yabby 3/0 EWG hook. I got that paired up on a Phoenix rods K2 7.6 heavy, and just flipping around into the pockets, toolies, brush. And then if I wasn't flipping that, my go-to, my tried and true, is always flipping a Cinco. I mean, I do it year round. Wacky rig style Cinco, 17-pound, a B.A.S.S Seagar. I got that matched up with an M1 78H Team Lose Pro magnesium reel, high speed 7-to-1. This time of year, you really want a high speed reel because those fish are, it's summertime, they're hot. You need to have a reel that's going to catch up to those fish out here. If you don't have a reel that's fast enough to keep up with the fish, you're going to lose a lot of fish. So I have that, and then one other thing too is, spinnerbait, throwing the bling around a lot. Those fish are keen on bait this time of year. Crawdad, shad. This is a great bait to throw around while you're looking. Covers a long distance, covers a lot of water. I'm throwing in the River to Sea bling 1/2 ounce in a powder double willow. Seagar B.A.S.S 15-pound on the MBX 707 MH. Again, fast reel, 7-to-1. In the Delta, you really got to have fast reels, but when you need to slow it down, you got to teach yourself to just slow reel, because out here, when you need the speed, you got to have it. So I tend to have all my reels are 7-to-1. Only time I really go slower is, wintertime. That's about it. And then what'd you use today, Vince?
I caught a few fish on several things. One of the baits that I caught the biggest fish on today, I got a couple of 2 to 3 pound fish, is the River to Sea bullywah. Just a phenomenal frog. I like the regular bullywah too, but I really like the spit frog. And as the weather starts to continue to warm toward June, you'll see me switch from a frog like this, where I'm working it really slow with a walk the dog type retrieve over the cover and open water, to that the spit wah, where I can still walk the frog, but it's going to give a lot more action, spitting, popping across the surface. I actually like throwing that on mats too, because it creates a little bit more commotion on top of the mat rather than something that's very subtle. And again, as the water warms, those fish are going to get a lot more aggressive. Rigging this up on the Phoenix MBX 707H Seagar 60-pound braid Kenzen. I like the Kenzen braid. It's a little coarser than some of the braids you'd use for flipping soft plastics around and stuff like that. What I like about it is the coarseness does cut through that grass, through that hydrilla or whatever you're throwing this frog around a little bit better. Kind of picture it like a saw cutting through it. But it's a great frog. Hookup percentage is phenomenal. One of the other things that is going to be a key bait, you know, as the summer moves along into June. We're going to be concentrating a lot on topwater. And I think everybody across the nation knows what this bait is by now. And if they don't, they're probably going to know by this year. But this is the River to Sea Whopper Plopper. Just a phenomenal topwater bait. Crazy story about when it came out. And Angelo got me a few to try. But we'll go into that some other time. But let's just say first time out with this bait. It was about this time of year. It was June, July-ish when the tournament's going to be. And put probably about a 30-pound, 35-pound limit in the boat in a matter of about 2 hours with it. So needless to say, it had me hooked from the beginning. It's a great bait. Again, I have it set up on 707H, or MH is even a great rod. Again, 60-pound Kansan braid. And I like any topwater bait out here on the Delta, I do prefer to throw it on braid. You know, keeping with that topwater. This I didn't have tied on today, but since we're talking about topwater, it's going to play a key. And I know probably every boat out here is going to have at least one of these tied on, if not two. And that's the D&M double buzz buzzbait. Just a fantastic bait. I usually rig it with a trailer, or either a swim bait body style trailer, like a Reaction Innovation skinny dipper, that type of thing. So that'll be another key topwater bait. And then, like Angelo, you know, it is the Delta, and Cincos are key out here year-round. I actually throw a little different version. Lo likes throwing the Yamamoto Cinco. I like throwing the new Reaction Innovation Pocket Rocket. It's ribbed. It actually narrows in the center, so it gives a little bit more action as it's falling. Creates a little bit more commotion. The fall rate is almost identical to a Cinco. I do put a little nail weight in the nose of it. Same with the Cinco, just because I don't want to wait for that bait to get down. The fish are active in June. You want a bait that you're going down the bank, you're pitching to a pocket, it's hitting the bottom, you shake it once, you're going to the next spot. Because these fish are going to be spread out throughout the system, throughout the grass, and if you're sitting there shaking it like you're in the winter, you're going to waste a lot of time on a stretch of bank that might not be that productive. And then, of course, the other bait that we all love out here. I'm going to have to go this way because I'm a little tangled up here, but the D&M Piranha 2 bladed swim jig. Just another fantastic bait here on the California Delta. Clear Lake too. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to go this last weekend on it up there. But again, I have it paired up with a Reaction Innovation skinny dipper. This one I have set up. There's two colors I like to throw around in June. One's either going to be a white, imitating that shad like we were talking about, fish are actively chasing, or a bluegill pattern like this. And the bluegill pattern I do work pretty slow, retrieve, whereas the white I am burning it pretty quick, trying to create a reaction strike based on them feeding on that shad. And then of course the punch rig. Like Angelo, I'm throwing it on the 80. I throw it on the 80MH Phoenix. Mine too has the Lose Light 65-pound Kansan braid. The one thing I like about these new River to Sea weights is, like Lo was talking about, the size. You know, a lot of guys don't know 1 ounce, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. Just by looking at the weight, you'll know exactly what it is in your box. And I'd empty them all into my box, so it's not like I have the package around to check it. I always have two rods rigged up when I'm punching out here. One, I'll have a punch skirt on with a beaver type bait like this. Another I'll rig up without a punch skirt, and it's just going to have a craw trailer like the Mad Yabby. I'm like a crazy Yabby, whatever it's called. But that'll definitely be tight on the line and ready to go. And then, as many of you saw and know me by out here on the Delta, I'm getting all tangled up here, but the Biggie Crankbait. You know, I can't say enough about this little square bill right here. It comes in some phenomenal colors. My favorite by far is the TW Craw. I don't know if many of you seen on Facebook 2 weeks ago. I actually hooked one of my personal best, almost 14-pound fish on this crankbait, and he literally had it choked in his mouth. And this bite will continue all through the summer. The only thing I might change up come June when this tournament rolls around is I might go to the either the sexy shad color, the white, or the powder color. Just, again, imitating that shad type color on the crankbait. But this is rigged up on a Phoenix X14. Again, it's got the Lose reel on it. 15-pound Seagar Braze X. Sometimes I'll crank it on braid. If you're cranking around a lot of grass and you know you're going to be ripping it through that grass, I'll throw it on the 30-pound Kansan braid. But this is a bait that's, I think, is going to play a big part in this next tournament. And I think that's about going to cover it as far as baits go. You know, some of the things to look for. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of punching, a lot of hydrilla. The Delta's full of it now, so it's going to get even worse as the warm weather progresses, even though they try to control it. You know, and a lot of guys say, you know, try to key on that green hydrilla, the dead stuff. There's no fish. Last year, I don't know, I think you found the same thing. It was kind of interesting is they were under the dead stuff more than the green stuff. So, yeah, you know, just different things. Don't shy away from one technique because of what you heard. Try it all. And, you know, I know Lil will agree too. You know, come on out, fish the California Tournament Trail. It's a phenomenal circuit. It's a lot of fun. It's a great group of guys fishing it and some really good anglers, tour grade anglers. You know, Bill Cook does a great job promoting the tournament and the anglers. So come on out and join us. You know, yeah, it's gonna be a blast. And who wouldn't want to fish the Delta in the end of June?
Yeah, you know what? They run a great circuit. I like to call it the working man circuit because it doesn't cost too much money to come out and fish. Doesn't hurt the wallet too much. A lot of kids, you know, high school kids are fishing and learning it, starting to learn to love the sport, which is awesome. And if you're, you know, some guys haven't been to the Delta, or some of these kids that want to come try to fish these bigger circuits out in the Delta, you know, if you're intimidated to come out here, I know it's just some big water and there's a tide out here. It can be pretty intimidating. You know, Vince runs a guide service, Vince Burgess Outdoors. Hit him up. You know, maybe you can set something up and get your kids out here for the day. I really recommend it. It saves you a lot of time and actually ends up saving you a lot of money because, you know, this big learning curve coming out with someone that knows what they're doing out here versus coming out here and try to figure it out on your own. So hopefully everyone can come out to this event, support it. I think it's going to be a great time. I'm expecting over 60 pounds is going to win this event. It's going to be some really big fish to weigh in. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. So you guys make sure to get signed up. Go out to the CaliforniaTourmentTrail.com and get signed up for the next event on the Delta.
It's June 24th, 25th. Again, end of June. It's going to be a fabulous tournament. So come and join us.
Thanks to all our great sponsors on the California Tournament Trail.